homilies of Pope Francis regarding the Good Samaritan. Because from these homilies, from the Gospel, he tried several different insights, and the parable of the Good Samaritan. And from the homilies, and also from his writings, those are the result of the spiritual conversation, through the meditation, through the contemplation, going deeper into this parable. Okay, let's try to read. This is from the homily 2019, July 14, 2019, last year. Then let's just go to dito. Okay, next. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start from the 4th paragraph. Okay. Yel, can you read?
Asa man yung nakapula? Jesus,
nakapula.
therefore.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Pope Francis homily 2019. Jesus, therefore, holds up the Samaritan as a model, a person who did not have faith. Many times we look at other people that we might know. We might label them as agnostic, yet they do good. Jesus chooses as a model someone who is not a man of faith. And this man, by loving his brother as himself, shows that he loves God with all his heart and with all his strength, a God that he did not know, and at the same time expresses true religiosity and full humanity.
So we cannot really judge. We cannot really judge a person.
Good.
Okay.
After telling this beautiful parable, Jesus turns back to the scholar of the law who had asked him, "Who is my neighbor?" and says to him, "Which one of these three was neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" In this way, he reverses the question of his interlocutor and said, and also our own logic. He helps us understand that it is not us on the basis of our criteria who defines who is neighbor and who is not, but rather the person in need who must be able to recognize who is his neighbor, that is, the one who treated him with mercy. Being able to have compassion, this is key. This is our key. If you face a person in need and do not feel compassion, if your heart is not moved, it means that something is wrong.
Something wrong.
Naunsa. Be careful. Be careful. Do not allow ourselves to be overcome by selfish insensitivity. The capacity of mercy has become the rock of a Christian, or rather, of Jesus' teaching. Jesus himself is the Father's compassion and mercy toward us. If you go down the street and see a homeless man lying there and walk without looking at him or think, "He is drunk. He is this way because he drinks," we need to ask ourselves, not is the person drunk, but ask yourself, is if your heart is hard, if your heart has become like ice. This conclusion of Jesus tells us that mercy towards a human life in need is the true face of love. That's how you become true disciples of Jesus and reveals the face to the Father. Be merciful as your Father is merciful. And God our Father is merciful because He has compassion. He is capable of having this compassion, of drawing near to us, to our sorrow, to our sin, to our defects, and also to our miseries.
So, from this contemplation, these are the fruits of his contemplation. Now, he uses like the character of the victim. Because usually in the Good Samaritan, say, oh, I want to be the Good Samaritan. I want to be the neighbor. I want to share to my neighbor. I want to help my neighbor. But this one is from the side of the victim. Diba? Sabi, we are like the victim. We should have para ba, who is my neighbor? My neighbor is the one who helps me. So from the perspective of the victim, who are the people who help me? They are my true neighbors. It's not from the perspective of the Good Samaritan, oh, I want to help my neighbor. I want to help my neighbor. From the perspective of the Good Samaritan. From the perspective of the victim, the one who helps me is my true neighbor. The one who passes by, they are not my true neighbor. So this is from another angle, another insight. And then, so what he says here is about mercy, God's mercy. As God is merciful, we also have to be merciful. Mercy. Be merciful. That's what God is saying us in the gospel. Next, this one, another
homily.
Homily, 2016.
Okay.
So let's go third paragraph. Okay.
Okay. At the same on the Samaritan.
Good. So these are all Good Samaritan.
At this point, Jesus turns to the lawyer and asks him, which of these three, the priest, the Levite, or the Samaritan, do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell victim to the robbers?
From another perspective. From the perspective of the victim.
And the lawyer, of course, because he was intelligent, he said in reply, the one who had compassion on him. In this way, Jesus overturned the lawyer's initial perspective as well as our own. I must not categorize others in order to decide who is my neighbor and who is not. It is up to me whether to be a neighbor or not. The decision is mine, Ikode. It is up to me whether or not to be a neighbor to those whom I encounter who need help, even if they are strangers or perhaps hostile. And then Jesus concludes saying, Go and do likewise. What a great lesson. And he repeats it to each of us. Go and do likewise. To be a neighbor to the brother or sister whom you see in trouble, go and do likewise. Do good works. Don't just say words that are gone with the wind.
Gone with the wind.
A song comes to mind. Words, words, words. No. Works, works.
Work, we have to work.
And through
Works
the
of
good
mercy.
work,
Works of
oh,
mercy.
and through the good works that we carry out with love and joy towards others, our faith emerges and bears fruit. Let us ask ourselves, each of us responding in his own heart, let us ask ourselves, is our faith fruitful? Does our faith produce good works? Or is it sterile instead,
Sterile.
and therefore more dead than alive? Jesus. Do I
The
act
living
as a
dead.
neighbor? Do I act as a neighbor or simply pass by? Am I one of those who selects people according to my own liking? It is good to ask ourselves this question and to ask them often, because in the end we will be judged on the works of mercy.
Yes.
Ooh.
In the end.
Yay. The Lord will say to us, do you remember that time on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho? That a man was half dead?
Was me?
Was me. Allah, oy.
Ooh.
Do you remember? That hungry child was me.
Oh, the child
Do
with no sleeper ill that you encountered in a donut store.
Wala mo na ni. Naigo ko ani. Do you remember that immigrant who may have wanted to drive away? Many wanted to drive away. That was me. That grandparent who was alone, abandoned in nursing homes. That was me. That sick man, alone in the hospital, who no one visited.
Wow.
That was me.
Grabe, no? So, as you can see, in contemplation, you can have different insights when you are using different characters in the story. So be a participant in the story, and then you can choose which character you want to use in this gospel scene, and then play it like a movie, so that you can see different angles, different scenarios. So you can see here that this is from the perspective of the victim, that those who help me, they are my real neighbors. They're my neighbors. So either you are a neighbor to that victim, or just pass by, turn away. So next gospel given
Last na ni.
2019,
Ha?
yeah, 2019, last na eh.
Para makaisip tayo ng mabuti, mamraglaw
Yeah, we
man
can
sa
have
to.
spiritual conversation after this one.
Conversation, yes.
Yeah.
So this is, asa naman? Ayan.
Okay, the red,
Okay.
red lang.
Okay. After telling this beautiful parable, Jesus turns back to the scholar of the law who had asked him, "Who is my neighbor?" and says to him, "Which one of these three was neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers?" In this way, he reverses the question of his interlocutor and also our own logic. He helps us understand that it is not us on the basis of our criteria who defines who defines who is neighbor and who is not, but rather the person in need who must be able to recognize who is his neighbor. Usba daw ni
It's
Vic,
just the same. It's just the same, yes, almost the same with the other one.
almost the same.
Yeah, we'll just go to the next. That we're in. Parang he relates the Good Samaritan towards. He connects it to the eschatological perspective, which is toward the end. Toward the end.
Okay, ito na.
Okay.
Okay. Truly I say to you, as you did it, or did it not, to one of the least of my brethren, you did it, or you did not to me. You did it not to me. We will be judged on love.
That's the judgment. Where's judgment?
The judgment will be on love, not on feelings. No. We will be judged on works, on compassion that becomes nearness and kind help. Have I drawn near to Jesus, present in the person of the sick, the poor, the suffering, the imprisoned, and of those who are hungry and thirsty for justice? Do I draw near to Jesus, present there? This is the question for today.
Okay.
Ah,
Toward the end of the world.
Therefore, at the end of the world, the Lord will inspect the flock, and he will do so not only for the perspective of the shepherd, but also from the perspective of the sheep, with whom he has identified himself. And he will ask us, where
were you a little bit like a shepherd?
And he will ask us, were you a little bit like a shepherd as myself? Were you a shepherd to me who was present in those people who were in need? Or were you indifferent? Brothers and sisters, let us look at the logic of indifference of those who come to mind immediately, looking away when we see a problem. Let us remember the parable of the Good Samaritan. That poor man, wounded by the brigands, thrown to the ground between life and death, he was alone. A priest passed by, saw, and went on his way. He looked the other way. A Levite passed by, saw, and looked the other way. Before my brothers and sisters in need, am I indifferent like the priest, like the Levite, and look the other way? I will be judged on this, on how I drew near, how I looked on Jesus, present in those in need. This is the logic, and I am not saying it. Jesus says it. What you did to that person, and that person, and that person, you did it to me. And what you did not do to that person, and that person, and that person, you did not do it to me, because I was there. May Jesus teach us this logic of being close, of drawing near to him, with love to the person who is suffering most.
Okay. Can you read the last paragraph? Or let's end.
Okay, let us ask the Blessed Virgin Mary to teach us to reign by serving. The Madonna, assumed into heaven, received the royal crown from her Son because she followed him faithfully. She is the first disciple on the way of love. Let us learn from her to enter God's kingdom, even now, through the door of humble and generous service. And let us return home with this phrase only, I was present there. thank you, or you forgot about me.
Oh.